Welcome, everyone. We're diving deep into the future of healthcare today. We'll be exploring all the ways technology is revolutionizing health and wellness, from apps we use every day to some seriously cutting-edge advancements.
Yeah, it really is an incredible time to be looking at all of this. The pace of change is just phenomenal. I mean, what we used to consider science fiction is becoming our reality,
hmm
and it's all having a huge impact on how we think about and approach our health.
So true. Let's jump right in with what seems to be everywhere these days, the wearables revolution, smartwatches, fitness trackers. It feels like everyone has one.
Yeah.
But what's the real impact beyond, just counting our steps?
It's about so much more than steps. We're now able to track things like heart rate, sleep patterns, blood oxygen levels, even tiny changes in body temperature. And all of this is happening in real time.
Right, so it's kind of like having a 247 health checkup right there on your wrist.
Exactly. It's constant monitoring. And the best part is this data isn't just for us, it's incredibly valuable for doctors too. Imagine being able to see the early warning signs of something like a heart arrhythmia, or maybe being able to adjust medication dosages based on that real-time feedback. That's what we're talking about when we say personalized and proactive healthcare.
That's so cool. I've definitely noticed how my smartwatch has made me think more about how active I am. It's motivating to see those rings close, and it pushes me to move more during the day.
I think those little nudges can make a big difference,
Yeah.
but it's not just about individual motivation. All of this data has the potential to completely change how we manage chronic conditions, things like diabetes or heart disease. Now doctors have access to a constant stream of information about their patients, and that allows for much more informed and timely interventions.
So wearables are really giving us more control over our own health, which is amazing. But what about just access to healthcare itself? Telemedicine has been a big topic, especially with so many people wanting to avoid crowded waiting rooms.
That's right. Telemedicine is really breaking down those geographical barriers to healthcare. That's especially important for people in rural communities or for anyone who has mobility challenges. Now specialists in big cities can consult with patients who are hundreds of miles away. They can provide that quality care that might have been out of reach before.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Instead of having to travel long distances, people can just receive specialized care right from their own homes.
Exactly. And it's not just about convenience. Telemedicine can also make healthcare delivery much more efficient overall. It frees up doctors' time for more complex cases, and it reduces wait times for patients. So it's a win-win all around.
It really does seem like technology is bringing the personal back to personal health. There are also so many health and wellness apps out there. Where do we even begin with those?
There's definitely an app for just about any health goal you can think of. Whether you're trying to track your diet or improve your sleep or manage stress or train for a marathon, there's an app designed to help you reach your specific goals.
So it's all about finding the right tools to support our individual health journeys.
Absolutely. And one of the best things is that a lot of these apps offer a truly personalized approach to health management. They give people the tools and resources they need to really take ownership of their well-being, and they often do it in fun and engaging ways.
I'm a big fan of meditation apps. It helps me stay motivated to see my progress and see how my mindfulness practice is evolving over time.
That's what it's all about, those positive feedback loops. Technology can be a great way to encourage healthier behaviors because it gives us those insights and support along the way. You can think of it like having a virtual health coach in your pocket, available whenever you need it.
That's a great way to put it. So for everyone listening, any advice on how to navigate all of these health apps? How do we find the ones that are right for us?
The first thing to do is think about your health priorities. What are your goals? What challenges are you facing right now? Once you have a clear idea of your own needs, you can start looking at the different apps available and see which ones really seem to fit what you're looking for.
That makes sense. Making the technology work for you and not the other way around.
Yeah.
But there's a whole other layer to this tech revolution that we need to talk about. Artificial intelligence. What role does AI play in all of this?
Well, AI is kind of like the silent superhero of healthcare. It's working behind the scenes to analyze these massive data sets, and then it identifies patterns and makes predictions, things that would be impossible for humans to do on their own. It's truly changing how we approach things like diagnostics, treatment, and even drug discovery.
So it's like having a superpowered brain helping us understand all of this really complex medical information.
Exactly. Think about medical imaging. AI algorithms can now spot those tiny abnormalities that might be hidden in X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, and they can often do it even more accurately than human radiologists. That means we can have earlier diagnoses, faster interventions, and hopefully better outcomes for patients in the end.
I was just reading an article about an AI system that can identify the very early signs of Alzheimer's disease just from brain scans, even before any symptoms show up. I mean, that's incredible.
Oh, it really is remarkable, and AI can do more than just diagnostics. It can be used to personalize treatment plans, predict disease risks based on individual factors, and even discover new drugs. And it does that by analyzing huge amounts of molecular data. The possibilities are pretty much endless. We're really just starting to understand what AI is capable of in healthcare.
It sounds like AI is going to completely transform healthcare as we know it. But speaking of really advanced technology, what about 3D printing and robotics? I always think of those futuristic prosthetics and tiny robots doing surgery with amazing precision.
You're not wrong. 3D printing is really changing how we create personalized prosthetics. And we're not just talking about those basic replacements anymore. These prosthetics are becoming more sophisticated all the time, with better functionality and even sensory feedback in some cases.
Wow. So it's not just about restoring mobility, it's also about bringing back that sense of touch and feeling a sense of normalcy again for people who have lost limbs.
Exactly. And 3D printing isn't just for prosthetics. We're using it to create these very detailed anatomical models. And those are used for surgical planning. So surgeons can actually practice those really complex procedures ahead of time, and they can see any potential challenges that might come up. That leads to more precise surgeries and better results for patients.
So it's like surgeons can have a test run before they do the real surgery, all thanks to 3D printing.
That's a great way to put it. And then there's bioprinting. That's where we're using 3D printing to create living tissues and organs. It's still early days, but this technology has the potential to solve the organ donor shortage. And it could even revolutionize regenerative medicine.
The possibilities really are mind-blowing. What about robotics in surgery? Is it as futuristic as it seems?
You know, robotic surgical systems like the Da Vinci system are becoming more and more common in operating rooms. These systems actually give surgeons this enhanced dexterity so they can do minimally invasive procedures with much smaller incisions, and that means less pain and faster recovery times for patients.
So it's almost like the surgeon has superhuman precision and control.
You could say that. The surgeon controls these robotic arms from a console, and they can see the whole surgical field through a high-definition 3D camera. That gives them a lot more precision and maneuverability, especially during those really delicate procedures. It's really a remarkable combination of technology and human skill.
So robotics is taking surgery to a whole new level. But with all of this focus on these really advanced technologies, we can't forget about the human side of healthcare, especially mental health. How is technology addressing that growing need for mental health support?
That's a really important part of the conversation. Technology is playing a big role in removing those barriers to mental health care. By giving people more accessible and convenient ways to find support, we're seeing more and more online therapy platforms, meditation apps, mood tracking tools, all sorts of things that help people take charge of their own mental well-being.
So it's like having a therapist available at any time right in your pocket.
In a way, yes. These platforms offer a level of anonymity and privacy that some people find really comforting, especially if they're nervous about trying traditional therapy. They can connect with licensed therapists from home at their own pace, and it's often cheaper than in-person therapy, too.
That's great to hear. It seems like technology is helping to get rid of the stigma around mental health care and making it easier for people to get the support they need. I'm also curious about genomics and DNA sequencing. What role do they play in this personalized health revolution?
Genomics is fascinating. And it's quickly changing how we think about healthcare. When we understand our own unique genetic predispositions, we can start taking steps to reduce risks and make smarter decisions about our health.
So it's kind of like having a personalized health roadmap based on your own DNA.
That's it. Imagine knowing how likely you are to develop certain diseases, and then being able to work with your doctor to create a prevention plan that's just for you. It's about moving away from that one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare and moving towards a future where treatments are as unique as we are.
That's amazing. It sounds like genomics could completely change preventative care and personalized medicine. But with all of this talk about personalized health, I'm wondering about the bigger picture. How is technology being used to improve the health of the entire population?
That's where big data comes in. Think about what we can do when we're able to analyze these huge data sets of patient information, medical records, and research findings.
So it's like we have this giant puzzle, And AI is helping us put all the pieces together so we can see the bigger picture.
Precisely. By finding those trends and patterns in all of that data, we can start to understand disease prevention, population health management, and even how to develop new treatments and public health interventions.
So it's almost like having a crystal ball. We can anticipate health challenges and then figure out how to address them on a larger scale.
Exactly. We can identify groups that are at higher risk, we can track how infectious diseases spread, and then we can develop specific interventions to improve the health of whole communities.
This is all so exciting. Technology is giving us the tools to be more proactive and take a more holistic approach to healthcare, both for ourselves and for society as a whole. But there's still so much to talk about. What about virtual and augmented reality? I keep hearing about how they could be used in healthcare, but I don't really know what to picture.
Well, virtual reality and augmented reality are really pushing the boundaries in healthcare. With VR, we can create these immersive simulations for surgical training that lets surgeons practice complex procedures in a really realistic environment without any of the risks.
Oh.
Yeah, they can refine their techniques, improve their decision-making skills, and build their confidence, all before they ever even step into a real operating room.
It's like a flight simulator, but for surgeons? That's amazing. But VR isn't just for training, right?
Right, it's not just training. VR is also proving to be super valuable for pain management and for rehabilitation. Imagine using VR to distract patients during those procedures that might be painful, or to create those really engaging experiences, almost like games, to motivate them during physical therapy.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you can turn something that might be kind of boring or tedious into a fun, immersive experience, it can make a huge difference for how patients feel.
Absolutely. And we're even seeing VR used in mental health therapy now. It can help people face their phobias, manage anxiety in a safe and controlled space, and even work through trauma through something called virtual exposure therapy. So it's opening up all these new ways to treat a lot of different mental health conditions.
It's fascinating to think about how VR can create these entire virtual worlds that can help people heal and feel more empowered. And what about augmented reality, or AR? How is that being used in healthcare?
AR is really changing how doctors visualize and interact with medical data. Imagine a surgeon using AR to see these real-time images and data right on top of their view during a procedure. They could see important structures that are beneath the skin. They could look at patient records instantly. They could even guide their instruments with incredible accuracy.
It's like giving surgeons X-ray vision. That could totally revolutionize how surgeries are done.
It really could. And AR isn't just for the operating room either. It can be used to create interactive anatomical models for medical students. That makes learning so much more engaging and intuitive. And it can help patients understand their own health conditions better by letting them see that complex medical information in a way that's easier to understand.
So it's not just about improving healthcare right now. It's also about shaping the future of healthcare. By training the next generation of medical professionals and giving patients the knowledge they need to be more involved in their own care.
Exactly. And the most exciting thing is that we're really just at the beginning of all of this. As these technologies keep getting better and better, we can expect to see even more innovative ways to use them in healthcare in the years to come.
It's mind-blowing to think about how technology is changing every aspect of healthcare, from wearables and apps to AI and VR. It's incredible to be a part of it all.
I agree. And it's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we can use it to give people more control over their health, to improve how we deliver healthcare, and ultimately to create a healthier future for everyone.
We've covered so much in this deep dive into the future of healthcare. I feel really inspired and optimistic about what the future holds.
Me too. It's a future full of possibilities. The important thing is that we all stay curious, embrace new ideas, and keep exploring how technology can help us live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives.
I couldn't agree more. So to everyone listening out there, stay engaged, stay informed, and get excited about all the amazing possibilities that are coming our way in health and technology. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.